today. Had all sorts of technical difficulties. I still don't know what the issue is. We're trying something a little different here. So if this stops, if you don't hear audio, if the video goes out, we're still playing today. I am Pastor Chad Bresson. I am pastor at the Table Church here in San Benito, Texas, right across the Gulf from y'all there on Nature Coast. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Hope you're looking forward to a great weekend. And I pray all is well with you. Here in San Benito, it's been a pretty good week, kind of been wet. We've kind of had a wet late May, early June, so it's been kind of interesting. Things are green around here for the first time in a long time. It's been quite brown for the past, many months. Got a question for you, though, and we talked about this on Sunday here at the table. We were in Matthew chapter 28, verses 16 through 20, which is one of Jesus' last conversations with his disciples before Jesus ascends to the right hand of the Father. And in that passage is what we call the baptismal formula, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And of course, Sunday was Trinity Sunday, and so it was a good day to talk about Trinity. Now, the moment I say that is the moment everybody's eyes glaze over. I get it. We're not going to spend a lot of time trying to talk about what really is a mystery, how there could be three persons of one Godhead, but that's what we confess. That's what the Bible teaches, and so it's a mystery. We're not gonna go there. But I am gonna go over something though that we talked a little bit about on Sunday here, and I thought it'd be good for us just to kind of think about this here on Rhythms of Grace, and that is, where do you get your identity? And we've talked about identity here in the past, right here, even on Rhythms of Grace. But where do we get our identity? It's a big question. And the reason I bring it up is because many of us have been in evangelicalism for a long time, and we have been taught some variations of Christian identity. Now, when I say that, there's all sorts of red flags that go up, and rightly so. But I'm talking about what does it mean to be a Christian? What does it mean for us to have an identity, even a human identity as a Christian? And one of the things that we say when we talk about identity, well, we talk about, we believe the Bible. We believe the Bible tells us that, we're made in God's image, and the Bible tells us all sorts of things about who we are. But it's also, it also gives us ways to behave. The ways to behave for, I'd say, most of my life was the identity. You're a Christian if you behave XYZ, if you are this. And then sitting just underneath that is another subtle form of identity that isn't helpful at all either. The behavior, the question isn't helpful, because when the behavior goes missing or goes off track, well, then so does the identity. Now, some people think that's a good thing. No, I don't. I don't think the Bible teaches that. And we could argue for a while about that. But behavior is not our identity. The things that we choose are not our identity. We're given our identity by the world. The world tells us what our identity is. We get we on our every day on our screens. Whether it's the cars that we drive, whether it's the homes that we live in, the where we live. The neighborhood we live in. That's all part of identity. The things that we have, the clothes that we wear, the people we hang with. That's all part of a so-called identity, the identity that the world gives us. You can't be this if you're not doing this, or if you don't act this way, if you don't live here. We're pigeonholed, and so they constantly give us an identity. You need to drive this car. It's going to make you feel like you're human. I'm looking out for number one. I mean, that back in the 80s, that was one of the, I'm not going to talk about the brand, but yeah, that was one of the commercials that were selling cars. We're given an identity. Now, as Christians, again, we could look at all those things and say, okay, yeah, materialism, consumerism, and all that stuff, that can't give us our identity. Yeah, we know that. But then we embrace something else that we think as Christians sounds very, very biblical, but at the end of the day can also be very, very devastating. People are well-meaning. I heard it on the internet, in social media, probably 2 or 3 months ago. And it was along the lines of this, and I think Brad has seen this because we talked about it. Somebody was saying, hey, I am so glad. The best decision I ever made was to choose Jesus. The best decision I ever made. And it was couched, and I've seen it couched this way in the past even, but it's couched this way again. And it's just like for all the world to see. It's couched in a way, I'm so glad I made this decision. That guy didn't. And all of a sudden, there's this comparison game. Even with all those identity markers that the world is throwing at us, I made the decision for Jesus. I chose this identity. I chose